What's going on, party people? My name is Solomon. I am an artist, and thus I go by Solomon the Artiste. So I'm doing things a little differently today. Normally, I'm either just sitting with the huge camera in front of me and just, you know, chit chatting and eating, or I'm using the phone and chit chatting and eating, or I'm doing something ultimately. Right now, I just decided I'm gonna be productive rather, and wash dishes and just kind of chit chat because I'm just sort of sad. But I have to be real, I am sadder than I let on. I love being out here. I love that I've moved. I needed this. This is something that I needed to do and had to do for myself as an artist and simply as a human being, just to grow. Moving out here to Cali, to LA. Um, and it's hard. Not but it's hard. And it's hard. I knew it would be hard. But I guess I'm just sort of thrown. I can count the friends that I have out here, the people that I know rather, on one hand. And I guess that's where the pain really, no, I shouldn't necessarily say pain, but it's hard to know that you know people out here and to feel like these are people that you can depend on if push comes to shove for little things, just somebody to hang out with and talk with, somebody to go out and have a bite to eat with, and you quickly grow to realize that's not the case. That's a painful situation, especially considering that when they're the only people you know and they kind of, ghost on you, it becomes a situation where you realize you're really alone, and that's painful and a little frightening. And that leads to many other thoughts that I've been having. So, I got a friend who's about to release some new stuff in art, and I'm so happy for them, and I might actually get to be in New York to witness some of it, which I'm happy about because I love to support my friends. But I saw that they also got help in promoting it from someone that I've been trying to work with for quite some time, someone that I considered a friend, and I was just like, I've been trying to work with you for really 10 years, when I really look at it, for 10 years, and you just constantly ghost me and disrespect me. You work on a project and leave me out, and it's not, and that doesn't, and just because we're friends and you're working on something doesn't mean that I have to be a part of it. But it does kind of look suspect when everyone else that we're cool with, is brought in to be a part of it, and I'm the one left out, And I've kind of talked about this before on another video, but then I also have to look back at a moment in time where this same person, we were just talking about where we were as, not so much where we were as artists or as actors or whatever, but we were just conversing. And I said something about, yeah, my agent sent me out on this really dope audition. And I'll never forget, this person looked at me and was like, you have an agent? And I caught the subtext, I caught the undertone, but I didn't say anything. I just said, yeah, I have an agent. Because this person, I'm sure they consider themselves a better actor than me, and, maybe they are. And maybe they're not. But that doesn't even matter. I kind of suspect that they feel that how could I possibly have a manager when they don't? Somebody else can figure that one out. I don't want to be petty. My intention for this video isn't to be petty. It's just to release some steam. To vent, if you will. But, it just kind of pained me when I saw, it just triggered me when I saw that this person had helped my other artist friend, create something to help promote their upcoming work. And I was just like, it really made me question myself for a moment. What's wrong with me? Why do people congratulate me, and sort of praise what I do and what I create all the time. But when I ask, for us to collab for help, it's just non-existent. No one wants to come through. And what's worse is that, like, many of my friends whom I've approached to do things like to do a music video or to collab, maybe they're a rapper and I'm like, yo, let me do a hook for you. They're always like, yeah, that's gonna work, let's do this. And then when the time comes, when I'm like making myself accessibly available, what have you, I'm sure that came out wrong, forgive me. It's like people just ghost on me. It's like as if they want to say that I'm not good enough. I'd rather you just say that, our energies in art just won't flatter each other. I'd rather hear that, because I'd just rather would hear that. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my energy. Don't, if you don't want to work together, that's cool. That don't mean that I'm going to feel some type of way and, we can't be friends or something. Life happens, But it's just, I'm just sick and tired of people treating me and treating my talent as if, we're just second class. Because the other thing about the friend I was talking about before is that they've called me for other projects that they've worked on, but I've always been that last minute call. They couldn't get a certain person or another actor or whatever to fill in a certain part, but they knew that I could step in. And I was telling my cousin about this, and, God bless her, because she was like, she called me out. She's like, a little bit of that is your fault, because what they think of you. They've made themselves very much aware, made themselves very much clear about how they feel about you and your talents. And, if they see you as someone who doesn't understand what your talent really is or what it's really worth, they're going to take advantage and call you last minute to step in, And she's right, and so it's crazy. Like, I found myself in a place where I posted a tweet that I feel like most people would even that same person I'm talking about would know that tweet is about them. And normally I would tweet that for like 5 minutes and delete it. This time I was just like, F it, I don't care. Because I've come to my senses. I'm tired of people just hurting me, because I don't do that to people. Especially when it comes to art. Anyone who knows me knows that art is important to me. It's the only way that I have to like really express myself. Like, even as I'm speaking now, like, I feel like I want to just cry, because it's like, why do people do this to me? I feel like I'm a good person, and even if you remove my being a good person, I'm a good artist. I respect art, and I respect other people's artwork and their artistic endeavors and integrity, and I just want people to respect mine too. Just be real about things. That art is supposed to be real, So it's like people ask me for help with things all the time, and I never say no. And I just need help with little things. I want to do a music video. I want to take my music, I want to express my music on the next level, and that is a music video, And no, I can't afford to do the extravagant stuff that I want to do, but if I'm going to put money forward, I'd rather spend the money on my friends, because we're all in this, maybe I got to stop thinking like that. Maybe we're not all in this together. We just happen to be friends, but we're in this. Maybe that's the way I've got to see it, But it really hurts, though. And I just feel so alone. Not even alone, because it's like it's worse to be here in LA and know a few people, but just feel like none of them are available to you. And it's like, I don't know. But either way, there's that. Oh man, 9 minutes. There was something else I was going to talk about. I think I'm also just feeling a little annoyed right now too, because I got to go to work tomorrow. Like, the job that I have is a very wish-washy job. And basically I do promo work. It's the only gig I could find out here that paid me very decently, but allowed me to still be free to go on auditions and be artistic. thought that I would have been getting a lot more work than I've been getting. But it is what it is. I've been getting enough to at least pay my rent, you know. However, tomorrow I gotta go to work. Originally I was supposed to be at work from like 12 to I think like 6, and there's been some sudden change, and now I gotta be at work at 8. And here in LA, the metro system is terrible, but at least I knew that if I didn't have to be at work till 12, I could comfortably leave home at like 9 and be to where I needed to be at least by, 11:30, at least by 11, but figured 11:30 if anything's really going down with the metro, which is always something going wrong with the metro out here. But now that they've changed it, I can still take the metro, but now, in order for me to be there at 8, I've got to leave my house by like 5:30, the latest, I think. And because it's an early morning thing and the trains, there's always something happening, I figure I might as well leave at 5 and play it safe. But I thought, well, I know some of the people that I work with, they don't necessarily live directly in my area, but I know that I can take the metro to a certain point and meet some of them in a certain place and hopefully get a ride, because most of them ride together. Most of them drive, and some of them do ride with each other, because the other thing about the company I work for is that it's a very who you know type company, and I knew my cousin. That's how I got in. But she doesn't work as often as she used to anymore. And so, yeah, so I figured, let me just try. There's a group text, and I just put a message in there, and I was like, hey, is there any chance that I can meet somebody at a point and just hopefully get a ride to the venue? And even though I knew that the likelihood of anyone responding would be 0, I still was just hopeful, Of course, nobody responded, and it just kind of, I don't know if it really hurt my feelings, but I think just the fact that I was feeling all of what I mentioned before, that was just sort of a low blow, and I just needed to release some steam and just talk about this stuff. This whole artist life is so painful. Like, no, I don't expect it, and I didn't expect for it to be easy, especially if I'm coming out here to live on my own and really find my way. But at the same time, the issue, it's not even the work or the difficulty, it's just the people. Why are people so terrible to one another, so hurtful to one another? Like, it's like, and I know what's gonna happen tomorrow too. Because I'm just gonna go ahead and take the metro like I planned, and I'll just suffer through. If I was in the city, if I was in Manhattan, in New York, and I had to go somewhere, I would take the subway. But the subway system is different. The subway system in New York, there's just no match. The New York subway system compared to this LA metro. They might as well just get rid of the LA metro system, because it's just stupid. It's nonsense. It makes no sense, its existence. But I'm like, why do people... It's just terrible, especially because I know all of these people are driving there. And even in the text, some people said, yeah, I'm coming to work, I'm going to be riding with so-and-so. And so for me to not get a response, it's like, again, I don't know these people like that per se. I understand that. But at the same time, when I'm at work, everyone's wanting me to be all, extroverted. They want to know about me, where I'm from, and this and that, and yada, yada, yada. And this is exactly why I hold my tongue, because it's like, no, this just proves how you're just nosy. You're not trying to be friends or even friendly. You just want to know people's business. And it's disgusting. And I know what's going to happen tomorrow. When we're there and we finish doing what we got to do on our end as employees, and it's time to leave, I don't care who offers me a ride. I'm not taking it. I don't care. I'm just going to go ahead and swallow my pride and go home the way that I got there. And I know myself. I'm not even gonna be able to hide my feelings, my attitude. I mean, I'm not gonna be there like being all this, like you, whatever. But I'm definitely not gonna have the same open energy that I've been having the last few days that I've worked, because no, I'm not giving my good energy to y'all, you know? And I guess that's where I'm getting to with my artist friends as well. It's like I'm tired of swallowing my pride when my own friends in art play me out and ghost me and all of that stuff. It's painful. I don't do that to any of y'all. I got another friend, as a matter of fact, who got lucky, and their spouse is prominent in the music industry, and you know it's like, I'm happy, you found someone that's in the industry and brought you in also, and gave you a ways in. And I'll talk to y'all later.